I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Walmart for letting me sleep in their parking lot. However, I did quickly leave the property first thing in the morning and head to this truck stop because we were so sick and we didn't want to violate their parking lot any worse than we did. Well, I'm heading home. It started yesterday. Polly has not been wanting to eat much. I even went and bought her a treat, some soft food. She's just not interested. I thought I just overstimulated her, overexcited her, wore her out because she literally just was zonked yesterday. I was having to lift her up and put her in the car last night, and again, it's just not like Polly. Anyways, thought I'd just tuck her out. She is 11 years old. In the middle of the night, I thought the temperature had dropped. All of a sudden, I was chilly. I was like, woohoo! It's going to be cooler weather. And instead of reaching and shutting off the fans, I decided just to grab a blanket and cover up. And I woke up about, half an hour, 45 minutes later with Polly making the most awful noises. And I let her outside of the van where she got sick a lot. Both ends. Polly's not feeling well. So I dealt with that for a little bit, got her back into bed, put down some towels for her just in case. And I was still freezing, and I just thought it was chilly because it just seemed chilly. I don't know. And then I woke up a couple hours later, breaking out in sweats. I also am sick. Now, I called the hubby, and he's like, well, that's really weird. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Like, how do we both get sick at the same time? Unless it's from heat. And because we didn't obviously eat anything the same. I had a chicken Caesar salad yesterday. I didn't give her any of it, not even a piece of chicken from it. She got a Beneful bowl, which I thought would be good for her yesterday, and I thought it might entice her to eat because it's kind of like a stew. And it's a treat because she's only had that once or twice in her life. And we didn't eat anything common other than we did get drinks from McDonald's. So unless it's the water, but what's the chances of that? Everybody else isn't sick. Unless we're just very wimpy, our stomachs, which we know mine is, but Polly's usually pretty good. So, yeah. I spent the last few hours at a rest stop. Got some Imodium into me, got some gravel into both of us. I brought that children's gravel for the dog. So, we're both taking children's gravel now. And I'm heading home. Polly is still just lying there. She's not interested in anything. The poor pup. This morning she didn't even want to drink some water, so I just want to get her back home. I got an old Gatorade bottle that has one of those little, spouts on it, and I did force her to have a little bit of water, but not too much because, again, I don't want her to be vomiting too much. It has taken me, 2 days to get here, basically, but it will only take, if there's no stops, which I'm sure there's going to be lots of stops, if there was no stops, taking the interstate or the highway, it's only going to take about 6 hours and 15 minutes, which is kind of disappointing that it took me that long to get that far when I could just jump on the highway and be there in 6 hours, but I wouldn't have seen all the pretty scenery, right? That's the difference. Like, from here, I'm not seeing much of anything at all. Where along the road I was taking, or the roads, because there was a couple of them, I was following the St. Lawrence River, and, every few minutes I was seeing the river. I stopped at almost every rest stop along the way to stop and look at it. I did realize that I don't really know how great for advising people to do that, but I'm not really good at it. I get to a truck stop, I look around, and I'm like, okay, let's get in the car. Let's go to the next one. I'm not good at just relaxing and sitting there. In fact, I got to one spot yesterday where there was like this pier that you could walk out. And I walked out to take some pictures, and I did a little video from there. And I noticed these people that were sitting there before I got there. And I was there probably, I don't know, half an hour, because I did talk to my daughter there and stuff like that. Like on the phone, obviously. And when I was done, I was like, these people are still just sitting there and staring at the water. Like, what's going on? Kind of in admiration that they can do it, but kind of like, why? I don't, like, I'm just too wiry, I guess. I'm like, there's no book in their hand, there's no phone, they're just sitting there. They're not talking to people, they're just sitting there and staring at the water or the scenery. So I kind of admire that, but in the same instance, oh my gosh, really? I drove through that place yesterday afternoon. I've already passed it. Holy cow. Anyways. Wow. Because I thought I drove for hours after that. Well, I did, but there's a lot of rest stops. Anyways, yeah, so I'm not somebody that just sits and enjoys things, which I kind of knew that at home, but I thought once I got away from home it would be different. At home, I can turn on the TV, or, you know, it's usually on my iPad, and, you know, start watching a show, and within a couple minutes, I'm up and I'm doing something else. I've got to go and do laundry, or I've got to, you know, just because I don't sit still long, and I don't sit still well. I never used to be like that. I'm not sure when that happened, but I need to somehow learn to relax, and this is, oh, gotta go. So sorry. Like I said, not feeling well. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go, but I will chat with you when I'm home, probably. Sorry if I've disappointed you on, you know, lack of seeing things, lack of scenery. I do hope to do this again, but I need to feel better first. I want to be home when I'm sick, and I'm really worried about Polly too. So, yeah. Poor old dog. She's just not feeling well. You've had enough of the car, eh? It's time to go home.